Welcome back. Hey kids, some call me Pops, some call me your friendly neighborhood ninja. Today, I'm working on a long overdue rehaul of this here project. This is Project Mooncat. Made this cat a long time ago with one of my daughters, and today we're gonna really fix him up. It was a broken tiger that she gave me for our games. It's kind of like Warhammer, but we're using one-page rules because they're a lot easier than all the things that Games Workshop is creating right now. So we're going to be going over, what's good, what's bad about this, and giving it a full makeover. So one of the first things I've got to do for this, right, is make a base, fix this cat. First step is I got to get this harness off of here. Though it's really decent, it fits miniatures very well, but it's become very floppy over the years, and it needs a lot of something. First things first, I'm gonna have to get this off of here. Oh, these scissors suck. Oh, wow. Oh, those weren't much better. Jeez. Okay, so step one complete. As you can see, they gave the tiger some extra stripes. So let's check out this. This is actually a really fun project, you guys. Anybody who's got kids out there, or nieces and nephews, or want to do some fun projects, this is all made out of basically junk, but it's going to be made with cooler stuff now because we have a better budget. We got some bits that I got from the dollar store. These are Final Faction bits. They are, if you're a really low budget family, the dollar store is a perfect place to go. I also have these fun Easter mushrooms. I didn't know mushrooms were associated with Easter, but I think something about eggs and whatnot. Maybe, I don't know. But these will look cool on the base. I did take the time to mark out some nice foam pieces that are going to go on this base. Kind of like the child. Like, I got these pieces here. I marked them so that I know where the cat's feet are supposed to go. So, yeah, this one goes here, and the cat is going to be standing kind of like this. Like, that's pretty cool. That's a good pose. I've got some anchor screws to help hold this cat in place so that it doesn't come off its base. That's going to be, the base alone is a project into itself. Gotta be honest, this is the biggest base I think that I've ever made so far. Oh, for basing materials, I've got this moss that I actually got off the driveway. And these rocks, once again, from just my own backyard. You really don't have to go far for basing materials. Just so you know, you can just look outside. I've got these very nice sticks that will be fallen trees. You can just kind of rest right in there. I've got some little skulls from what is this? Like a Halloween necklace, little bones. Of course, we got some Games Workshop skulls. Those will tie in nicely with all the story that is on the base. All right, so one of the first things I'm going to do is kind of fix this cat's teeth, which this one's real wiggly. I'm just going to use some regular old super glue. I should get that into focus. These teeth were originally made out of toothpicks. But this is definitely hard. Boom. And in order to make sure that stays in place, I'm going to use a little baking soda. Just using an old shitty paintbrush. Oh, darn it, I swore. Hopefully that sticks. We'll leave this off to the side for now. Don't forget to put the cap back on your glue. At least your glue dries out. So, while that's drying, let's work on this base. I've got some real stones that I'm going to glue down on here to give it some weight, because I kind of want this thing to have some weight to the base, so that way it doesn't tip over or crash down on some other miniatures that are next to it. So for that, I'm going to be using hot glue. I'll be using this super old glue gun that I have. Yeah, I know it looks really gnarly. It's been through a lot of crafting, a lot of things, and it still works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm going to take a moment here and let this glue gun warm up. Aha, I also have a second glue gun which is even hotter, but can't necessarily use this for the foam too much because it will just burn right through it. So we're going to have a second glue gun as well. I call this one Old Drippy because it will not stop leaking. You actually have to pull the sticks out in order for it to stop just gluing it, everything around it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is first get these foam bits glued down where I want them. I can carve them to look like stones later. You always have a hobby knife handy. Always be safe with your sharp objects. Look at that. It's already dribbling. So at that temperature, it's not going to like destroy the foam. Just going to go for it. I'm going to try and burn a little of this. Now, I'm in a very ventilated area, so always make sure you use proper ventilation, proper safety equipment, because, you know, some people aren't, you know, so intelligent sometimes. They'll hurt themselves with their hobby tools and their craft knives or whatnot. I've been known to accidentally hurt myself with a knife. But here we go. We're going to put these in here. Yes. That looks pretty good. I want that right there. All right, here we go. I use Old Drippy. Also, it doesn't work so great no more, but like I say, man, I'm low budget and don't need to, I mean, we got a better budget than we used to have, for sure, but we're still kind of low budget on this end. We're going to be filling a lot of these gaps in later with hot glue and sand. Got some Elmer's glue off to the side. Wow, that is very hot. But I kind of want these to bond together. Maybe I'll talk about some of the lore about where this cat came from. In our game, it's very similar to Warhammer, but it's also a lot like Dungeons and Dragons, because there's a lot of roleplay in there. And the Mooncat is part of the Elven faction. The elves were a majority peaceful people until a galactic war started. You know, war is what it is. They never really had the need for vehicles such as tanks or jeeps. They kind of relied on their animal companions for things. They didn't fight wars with guns and bombs. They kind of lived in harmony with nature. I guess that's the story of a lot of elves. But then aliens from a different planet invaded the world that they lived on, which was fairly in harmony with most folk. I'm just going to throw that rock in there. And when the aliens invaded the world, they actually had to reach out to other people. Now, my kids know the lore of this game, so I'm also, you know, I'm not going to try and do a whole lot of spoilers for people. So who knows? Maybe I'll turn this into a book one day. So, in the idea that this war is going on, the people of the planet, they kind of needed help. They just did not have enough resources to defend themselves against this alien invasion that was essentially decimating their planet. So they called out to the GDF. We'll go into detail about who they really are later. But essentially, between the GDF and the USG, which I'll go into detail about later, they helped essentially arm these elves, right? Because they had no weapons. They gave them some new tech, gave them the ability to defend their home, along with the rest of the population. So I don't know that I'm going to go into a whole lot of extra detail in this particular video, but for this, I feel like I should just kind of focus on working on this base and getting it ready for up and coming games, because procrastinate too much. Let's see here. How do I want to do this? I think I'm going to go ahead and do some base carving now. This is where we're going to be extra careful not to slice ourselves. And when you're doing this, you just kind of, I've learned from other crafting videos, just kind of make some vertical cuts along the foam, right? Bing. Chunk it out, because we're going to come back with an aluminum ball and texture this. And I'll tell you what, it's going to look like rock. it's gonna turn out looking like rocks. Like, perhaps it's the remains of an old mountain, or perhaps an old castle that's been destroyed. Every base that I make, I kind of would like it to tell a tale. I can't say it always works out. And, oh, yeah, one of the other steps that'll be done here is eventually we'll be basically coating this foam in glue, because it will give it a lot more, what do you call it, structural integrity. A little foam cutting ASMR. You can maybe hear the traffic as well. Just out here in the garage crafting. And waiting all week to get this video done. This is my only day off this week. Oh, well, because I had Sunday off. But we spent that playing not Warhammer. It was a very roleplay heavy game. It was really fun. There was plenty of dice rolled. We ended up being a little bit time constrained and had to kind of wrap the game up early. Once upon a time, the kids and I had games that would last for days. So, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the aluminum foil technique, where you just kind of smash the aluminum foil into those rocks. Well, into the foam. That's okay. I actually don't mind if that just broke. I'm actually going to take that whole corner off. Just take the... Oh, that was a really annoying sound. Take the foil and just kind of crinkle it all in there. And once it's all painted up and done, you'll be like, oh my god, that looks like rocks. That looks like real rocks. Of course, there are going to be real rocks in there, so let's throw a little hot glue in there. It sounds kind of like a frog. Let's see here. Yes, that'll work. Time for a reload. Just squish that right in there. Yuck. Throw one of these in there too. Oh! Careful. Glue is hot. Once it cools down a little bit, you can kind of smush it into place. See, because right now it's not too hot. Oh, wow, that's probably not in focus there. Well, it's coming along. It's getting a little bit of weight to it just by adding 2 rocks. I'm actually going to try and run some of this over the edge of the base, because I think that's actually kind of a cool thing when people do that. People run the diorama over the edge of the base. Oh man, that's just aesthetically so pleasing. All right, let's go. I'm going to throw this rock right in here. Ooh. Let's grab one of these, throw it right there. And working around this camera stand, I'm going to definitely try and find a better setup than this. But it's extra good lighting. So there's a part of me that says, this is fine. Oh man, this is actually a pretty good base. I like it. I like it. Yeah, this is cool. This is cool. Oh man. Almost jealous that this isn't one of my characters now. Thankfully, this group is friends with my group, and they will team up, so a couple of my characters will get to ride on this awesome feline. Darn. And I'm actually, you know, when you envision a project, you kind of see the finished results in your mind's eye. And this thing's going to be so cool once it's all said and done. And this is going to definitely be a multi-part video, because we ain't getting this thing done in, well, I've just noticed the time on the video. I'm like, I'm not trying to make these things 2 hours long. Like, that's not okay. So this is definitely going to be a multi-part video. That's not going to work. But this is a good start. This is a good first day video. This is really nice. I hope that the kids understand what I mean with this. Like, these are exceptionally, well, some of these things take time, and I really am, kind of kicking myself now that I've waited so long to do this one. This is a cool project, man. This is cool. I like this a lot. Yeah, now, doing craft projects with your kids is actually a really good thing. So this was started, what seems like forever ago. This is going to kind of give her more, what do you call that, agency in the game. Because she's going to have something that can actually stand up to the forces of evil. The aliens, the bad guys. I'm using this little piece of cardboard because I'm not trying to burn myself more. Now, this is starting to get some nice weight to it, but I think it needs a little more. Let's see here. Can we fit these in without Making a big old mess out of it. It's okay, it'll be fine. But yeah, it definitely needs that weight. I am kind of smushing that glue all over these rocks so that they stay in place, because some of this is going to get covered in sand and dirt, because I got my sand all ready. Got my glue all ready. Let's see here. This one in. Yeah, we'll throw this one in right there. A little too much glue there. Just smush it around. Yeah. Now that's got some weight to it. That's not going to tip over. That's going to be nice and sturdy on the battlefield. Heck yeah. Oh man, that's like perfect. I might have to adjust that a little bit. Maybe build that up a little over here. Maybe take another chunk of foam just so that it has a little something. This is a long screw. Yeah. Alright, so let's see here now. What we want to do here, I think I'm going to have to put some moss in here too. I think I almost want to just... yeah, that can fit right there. Let's go. And yeah, like I said before, crafting is super easy. Just look around your neighborhood. If you live in an apartment, I guess go for a walk down by the park. Take a little plastic bag with you, or a little old Tupperware container, or an old Chinese food takeout dish, and see what you can collect. Because you ain't got to buy basing materials. There's a lot of companies out there like, oh, buy our stuff. It's like $35 for a little tub of dirt. It's just literal dirt. Don't be fooled by big corporations. Well, I guess there's some companies out there that I support and feel like they're doing a pretty good job, but then again, there's some companies out there that are like, oh, this is literally just a pipe cleaner that you're charging extra amounts of money for, when you can go to the dollar store and get a pack of pipe cleaners for $1.25. The fact that the dollar store isn't a dollar store anymore also kind of bothers me, but I'm trying to have too much of the actual foam on the overhang because it will rub and get destroyed. So I'm going to try to push that back in. Now this should be fine because the cat's foot will pretty much be protecting it, but we need some more moss on that. We got that. Got that. We got that moss. Ugh. We got outside cats, and apparently they like to crawl around in the moss too. What's that? Scissors. Let's go ahead and toss some of that in there. Yeah. Oh man, this base is going to be so friggin' cool. I'm using up a lot of glue sticks for this. But you know what? It's worth it. This is so worth it. Oh man. And I guess because it's elves that this is for, it also makes a lot of sense to use natural materials in their base building. And since this video is now at roughly 30 minutes, like this is definitely going to be a multi-part video. This is part 1 of Project Mooncat. This cat is getting a full makeover. It's going to be so freaking cool when it's done. Well, I guess that's where part 1's going to end. Stick around because part 2 is coming up in just a minute. But for now, guess that's where we're ending it. You know, love you kids. You guys, don't stay up too late. Make sure you're getting some good supper. Make sure you get that homework done too. And for anybody else who's tuned in, you know, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Keep crafting. You know, what do they call it? Subscribe and like, comment, or whatever you want to do. But that's about it. Much love, y'all.